First, a Tana developer who wants to build new residential units in Oahu's Turtle Bay area faced a packed house in Kahuku tonight, saying it has the best plan for building in an area that has been largely set aside for conservation. Our Ben Gutierrez has tonight's top story.
The Utah-based developer recently acquired 65 acres from the Turtle Bay Resort. It says it has already begun work on the first phase of its project, 4 low-rise buildings with 20 new residential units. Arate Collective purchased the land in April. The project would be the first construction there since a 2015 conservation agreement to preserve 625 acres of open space and limiting development in the Kawela Bay area.
We ended up with a conservation easement that reduced the development from 3,500 units down to 725. And so that was with a lot of community input and a lot of work by a lot of people. And this is part of the process as it continues.
Arate says its development plan is in line with the conservation guidelines, including buildings below the 90-foot height limit that are set back more than 300 feet from the shoreline, farther than what's required.
With our large amount of 70% of open space and with the reduction of buildings and the retreat from the shoreline, we're hoping that we can convince the community that this is the best plan for that site if development does have to occur.
The developer says it has already met with community leaders, cultural experts, and conservation groups before holding the community open house. Not a question and answer session for the hundreds who attended.
We know this isn't the forum that you typically like to hear from developers. We wanted to do this format of an open house so we could hear from everybody.
Some were concerned that work has already begun before the developer reached out to the wider North Shore community.
People who are worried about keeping the country and preserving Hawaii and keeping Hawaii. We also need to understand that so many times land entitlement happened without people even knowing.
Arate says it's begun grading work and is awaiting permits to begin vertical construction of the buildings, which it says will create 1,000 new jobs.
We do know that there's going to be pushback. We know that there's a lot of people that don't want any development at all. We're trying to be sensitive to that. We believe that we've come up with a plan that is the least invasive to the area.
Bouchon says the first buildings should be completed and ready for sale in early 2026. In Kahuku, Ben Gutierrez, Hawaii News Now.